forest.
Right.
Yeah.
Hi, folks. Rick Berube here. Facebook Live. Woo! And we are here with Roya Khavari. And I know we were just talking right before. They probably caught part of it too. Forrest and I went on a little recruiting thing to visit you at your office. Right? That was kind of interesting, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was fun.
And she goes, "Rick, you're the reason I'm here." And I'm like, "Yeah." Well, anyway, before we do that, Roya, let's talk about. Tell them a little about yourself. How long you've been in the business? Obviously, Hey, listen, gentlemen back there, calm down.
He's like getting crazy with the lighting, right?
That's cool. You look good. You look good. So tell us a little about how long you've been in the business. Tell them all about yourself, please.
Well, so I've been doing real estate for about 20 years. I started in Michigan. Then I moved here about, I don't know, probably like 12 years now, almost 13 years ago. And I've always done that with Chamber of Commerce. So I did Chamber of Commerce in Detroit. And then I came over here in Las Vegas and I did the Chamber of Commerce. I kind of worked there in the membership events department, did all of that. But the entire time doing both real estate and working with the business community. So about, I'd say 6 years ago, I started my own brokerage. That's when I met you, about 75 agents. And we had a property management team, commercial division. And that just wasn't working out. There was a lot of overhead there and it wasn't fun at all. So I looked to kind of go on to another brokerage, and that's when I met you guys. So been doing real estate for a long time.
All right, cool. Yeah, and it's been something that obviously, great connections to get started and so forth. Tell us a little about. Okay, so you've been at Berkshire Hathaway now, what, 4 years? 4 years?
I think it's 4 years now.
Yeah, tell us
4 years
now. So how did you do last year? Tell them how you did last year.
So last year we did, I don't know, close to like 15, like between 10 and 15 million. We had about we did about 35 units sold. So we did pretty good. I have a team. Some of them work. Some of them, are doing this part-time. So we kind of all just kind of contribute to the results. And we have like a variety of different people that have different things that they specialize in different areas. So, some people work for the casino, so they have like that kind of group of people they're kind of going after. And we do have a commercial guy on our team too. So no one person is kind of contributing to everything. So and for our team, we all kind of contribute, but they're all individual, independent agents all together by themselves.
Yeah.
If that makes sense. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. They're on the team, but they can. Yeah, I totally. Yep.
Their own numbers. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you have your own office downstairs and everything, which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Isn't it great? Yeah. So when we moved you in there, I was like, this is like my favorite spot in here.
Yeah.
Very private, very good. So so I know in the Southwest, I don't have my cheat notes. What number were you in Southwest, and what number were you in all of Nevada?
Aldo just did the numbers this morning with number 5.
Number 5. That's what I thought. Okay, good. Number 5. So that's great. Good stuff. So, all right.
Excited.
In order to be in the business that long and so forth, and doing that kind of production, give us an idea. Like, how do you do it? How do you do 15 million in gross involvement in a year with 30-something transactions? That's pretty impressive.
Oh, thank you. So we kind of learned hit or miss, right? So when I first started, I was throwing everything at the wall. I probably spent close to $10,000. Like, people are cringing right now, but about $10,000 on lead generators. So I would be a part of anything and everything you could think of. Oh yeah, I want that. I want that. I want that. I want that. Because everybody was promising all these great leads are going to come through and everything. So, and of course I did coaching sessions with Aldo. So I was like, I don't know if this is the right way. He's like, I don't know if that's the right way. So we wound up actually just going back to basics. And that's really when I went through all of the major, we just kind of went from here to here, really quick. So we went back to making phone calls. I'm big on networking. So prior to COVID-19, we actually were doing a lot of networking. We're going to different events. I'm part of almost every chamber of commerce. All different kinds of community activities that we could do. So I'm big on the social, our sphere of influence. So That's kind of what we do. We really concentrate a lot about getting out in the community and kind of meeting some new people. And that really helps us. So because what happens is your network kind of grows, and then one person knows one person that knows one person. So for instance, right now, we in Spanish Trail, we sold one house and then we got 4 other listings out of it, so it just kind of happens that way. But you have to really work old school way. You have to work in a way that people feel like you're not just a number. So you're not just making a phone call. For us, that's how it's been working.
Right. So you treat people, you give unbelievable customer service, and then they tell their friends and so forth. But in Spanish Trail specifically, you got 4 more. Is that by you guys go out there door knocking for the open houses? You call the neighborhood?
It was actually the person that lived there. She had to go. We do a full service. That's another thing that we do for our clients. So we do it, and this is like some things that you might be able to take away from this. But we actually pitch our group as a full service real estate company. So which means that especially for people that are older and they're moving out of it into a different area, like they're moving to a different city, country, whatever. We will take care of everything from beginning to end. So we actually will help you find your movers. We'll get the U-Haul together. We'll have your house cleaned. We'll get everything packed up for you. We put everything in somewhere so you have a seamless transition, and that really works nicely for people that just don't have the time and they don't have the resources to get the best deal. They don't have time to research it. Right. So add that on top of, we're listing the property for you too. So that winds up kind of going through to different people, and different people are like, oh yeah, I want that full service because I don't have the time to figure this all out by myself. And we manage the process.
So you apparently that, I mean, let's face it, that sounds real attractive. I mean, you're going to take care of the whole thing, get them from A to Z, and they're going to tell their friends and family members and all that kind of stuff too. You guys do a lot of open houses when you have a listing in the.
Yes, we do. We do open houses. We try to put it on social media. We do everything we can. We really are trying to do a lot more marketing. We're excited about the VAC 2.0. So that's kind of got a lot of cool things that we can use. And I've scaled back when I first started with all of the marketing, kind of going through the lead generators. Now we just have one CRM and we use the VAC.
Yeah, and isn't it great, the new 2.0? It's really something. Everything's linked together. You can do it from your phone. You can do it from wherever you want. And so now you said this word a couple times, so I have to basics. So what does that mean? Because I love, me, our success series. I talk about the basics. I think the basics are the most important. So what does that mean to you? Getting back to the basics.
Yeah, so basically in the morning, we'll get up, I should just speak for our immediate group. We make phone calls, we do follow-ups from the day before, we find out what listings we have, we find out who can in that area might be interested in. We actually will do separate emails to friends and family members, saying, hey, look, this is right down the street from you, do you know anybody? So we kind of go a little bit outside the box, but we also make phone calls to expireds, and we also for sale by owners are another one that we make phone calls to as well. And at first we were doing a lot of mailers, so we were actually doing that, but now we're going physically, and not right this second, but before COVID, we were going physically to door, putting things in the doors.
Right, that's right. So I was looking at the time, sorry. I have all this stuff. I have the screen in front of me, and sometimes it's a little too much for me. So, okay, so you're calling for sale by owners, you're calling expireds. It sounds like you're doing some just listed, just sold farming activities. Okay, do you have a farm too? Do you work a farming area?
We do, yeah. So I do Southern Highlands and Mountains Edge sometimes. And sometimes we do those. And then now we're kind of going into the Spanish Trails area. So we're maybe this might be the area that we can kind of flourish in. So. Well,
especially if you took one and then you got another 3 or 4 out of there. That sounds great.
That's a really good deal. Yeah, it's just word of mouth, yeah.
What's the average sale price in that neighborhood?
So the 2-story that we had was close to 600. It was $550. I think we sold it at $584. And the single story right next door to her we're listing it for $482.
Well, those are good prices.
But there's no other single stories in the area, so that was a hard comp to do. But yeah, we figured it out, and that's what we're going for.
That's great. And it sounds like you're very educated about the market, values, pricing, and so forth as well. You've been doing it here for 12 years. So how do you stay up on all that?
Honestly, I listen to all those presentations on Tuesdays. Sometimes I try to read cliff notes of the different things that are coming on. I watch your video all the time. So I'm more visual. So for me, if you just give me visual input and I understand, what's going on, then that's kind of what I just keep in my head. If I have to read it and it's paragraphs and paragraphs, forget about it. Okay, so we'll have to give Aldo a plug here. Ladies and gentlemen, Aldo Martinez, President-elect of LVR. By the way, I just want to say for the record, thanks, Paul. Woo! By the way, I just want to say for the record that I liked Galvar so much better, right? It sounded so much cooler than LVR. Anyway, I'm just throwing it out there, my opinion. All right, so I always have to ask you this question, anybody I interview, okay? So I'm a brand new agent or I'm an experienced agent, want to go to the next level.
based on your experience and what you're doing, what would be the 3 most important things that you would tell them to focus on?
Honestly, just learn from me. Like, so don't go after every lead generator in the world. Don't spend thousands and thousands of dollars. Pick up the phone and make calls to your sphere. Honestly, that is the best way, not only to get business, but to get repeat business, because these guys are going to feel loyal, and you got to treat them really good. So like, be honest, be genuine, and be hardworking. So I know a lot of us, we got into this business because we don't want to do that 9 to 5, right? So we want to have the flexibility of doing whatever we want to do whenever we want to do it. But with flexibility comes accountability.
Right.
So you have to be accountable for your actions during the day, because you're not going to get that big paycheck if you don't do consistent work. And
right.
Honestly, if there's one thing that we learned like a long time, is we have to be consistent. So like, whatever you're doing, and if you're doing it on a consistent level, at some point it's gonna pay off. So just keep going, and just do like phone calls, open houses. I know we sound like a broken record, but it really does work.
Proactive activities.
Be active. Yes. Don't sit there and make 5 phone calls in one day and just be like, okay, I'm done. Let me go to the next day and see what happens. Right. You got to keep going.
Okay. So I love what you said too. With flexibility comes accountability. I want to use that. I'll be using that.
Of course. It's all yours.
All right. Okay. So the first one was back to basics. Be proactive. Don't waste your money on internet leads and things like that. Call your sphere. As a matter of fact, let's face it, Roya, all the other lead sources are just people that eventually end up in your sphere anyway, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, so back to basics, be proactive. What's another thing you would tell them? Number 2 on the list.
Well, for us, get out there, get out in the community, however that works for you, like whatever that looks like for you. Like, so if you're a church going, go to church and talk to people in the area. If you're a person that likes to go out to eat, talk to the guy next to you, like talk on the way out, or ask them, hey, listen, can I put my cards up here? Do you mind? Like, there are little things that you can do to kind of get your name out there constantly. Even on social media, like, use the social media that's there for you to use. So do what you can to do that. Do marketing, fix your website. These are little things that you can do for free. It doesn't cost you any money at all to do this stuff. But then keep following up. So now that's where the proof is. The proof is in the follow-up. So if you can't follow up, then all these leads you get, they're going to go nowhere. They're going to go to somebody else, because they're already primed, ready to go. But somebody else is going to pick up that phone call, and then you're going to lose that.
Right. Person. So massive follow-up. Yeah, and I would say, okay, so what you just described, I used to call in the hunt mentality. Your dry cleaner, your supermarket, your person that landscapes, anybody, let them know what you do for work, right?
Yeah, you have no idea how much business we get just by talking to the people that, like you said, landscaper. His brother is trying to find a house, so we're helping him find a house. Like, little things like everybody is a client for you. And then be genuine in what you're using. Don't just like get them for the house. Care about what they're saying. Like, you want to make sure you're helping them get to the next level. You're helping them get a bigger house, a smaller house, moving to a different part of the country. Whatever you're trying to do, like, do it with sincerity.
And be authentic too, I think is what you're saying.
Authentic.
Yeah, because people can tell when you're not. Let's face it.
Absolutely, yeah. Be genuine.
And how about this one then? I'll give you your third, because you mentioned it a couple times. Social media. Mm-hmm. So what are you doing? Because I know you have a presence there, definitely. So what do you do on social media?
Honestly, I just post like my listings, and I respond to people. I do a lot of messengers. So like, here's another thing that we might want to do. So like LinkedIn and Facebook all have private messengers, obviously, right? So what you can do is you can contact every one of them on a private level and just say, hi, I just wanted to touch base with you. I haven't heard from you in a while. How about a cup of coffee?
Good idea.
Are you available? Or we can do a virtual cup of coffee. Anything like that. Like that's social media too. And so we do Instagram, put the pictures on there. But really, it's all about building some kind of an ongoing clientele. That's how we work it.
Yeah, it's kind of like I call it the third CRM, because like you mentioned, we have the VAC and all your people should be in there. But then you also have friends and followers and so forth on Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, Facebook, and it's a tremendous source. And if you're doing it right, you can, in no time, you can have a tremendous following, and they'll do a bunch of business with you.
Absolutely.
Good. All right, good. All right, any final thoughts you want to leave them with today?
Honestly, no. I mean, I'm very happy where I'm at. I love Berkshire Hathaway. We're doing a great job over here. We're happy with the different things that we have here, the tools that we have that you won't get anywhere else. So, remember just to kind of use them. Use everything that's available to you. It's free. It doesn't cost you anything. Take the time and just. Oh, I know what I wanted to say.
Go ahead.
Find just find someone to kind of be your referral network. And what I mean by that is it can be another agent, it can be a coach, it can be your broker, it can be. Don't be scared of working with other agents. We're not in competition.
Right.
We should be learning from each other. So take that moment and just kind of reach out to someone, and trust me, they'll help you. Everybody wants to help you. That's especially for the new agents.
Yeah, no, especially in this office too. Like for instance,
Oh yes.
where you are, you got Aldo. Aldo is amazingly full of energy. All right, your office meetings are incredible, and he has a lot of good knowledge. He's very analytical about what's going on in the market, and it keeps you guys informed with that too. I think that's really important. And you're right. I've been at the company for 6 years now, and I'm going to tell you that it's a very interesting combination of agents that are really go out of their way to help the newer agents and so forth.
Absolutely.
Plus, everybody, don't forget, we have the Success Center right here at the St. Rose, the corporate headquarters, which is available for everybody. Even if you're with another company, you can still come to the Success Center. And you can also take my Success Series next week for CE, right? If you need CE, that's my plug. I love it. My joke, my line is, how bad could I be if you get free CE? Right? There you go.
That's great. Great tagline.
Thank you very much. So go on the website and check it out. All right, Roya, thank you very much for telling us what you do. We really appreciate it. It was awesome interviewing you today. Look forward to working with you in the future. Thank you very much.
All right, guys. Bye.
All right, see ya. Have a great day.
You too.